Hi, my name is Russell Steely, world leader pressure point fighting, national boxing coach for the whole of Cambodia, martial arts hall of fame, combat hall of fame, and a whole host of other stuff. Anyway, let's get on with today's lesson.
Hello there. Knockout punch. We all know that to knock somebody out, you smack them one on the old chin, hard as you can. Easier said than done though, isn't it? Because most people can't really punch that hard, can you? How do you know if you can punch hard? Well, test it, train it, practice it. And also, you've got to learn to understand how to hit hard and any mistakes that you're making. Now, traditionally, boxing, just as a very, very basic example, you're taught from here, turn the back foot, send the punch out, bring it back along the same line. Nothing wrong with it, of course it works. Karate, traditional martial arts, they might be taught from here to send it out and bring it back. Maybe it works. Bare knuckle tends to work quite well on the jaw anyway, doesn't it? But when you analyse the knockouts that are out there, when you truly analyse the knockouts, you'll find that the vast majority of the knockouts, if it's the backhand, if it's supposed to be a right cross, for example, it doesn't go straight out, ignore this hand, it doesn't go straight out and straight back. 99%, I would say, they follow a trajectory of in, through, down, and then back. More like a parabolic punch that I've mentioned before. So, there's lots of other things that are happening as well, but instead of the punch going straight out, straight back, again, ignoring this one, it tends to drop down. Now, the key to the knockout is to accelerate through the target. Now, the problem that most traditional martial artists have, and I know this from 30 odd years of teaching them, is that they tend to have stopped accelerating on or before impact. And I've seen that happen with quite a few boxers as well. To truly get the knockout, you've got to understand that you've got to follow through the target and accelerate through the target. Now, most people practice a distance on their bag whereby the end of their punch is hitting the back. Well, if it's the very end of your punch that lands on the target, how can it accelerate through? Answer, it can't. So you've got to learn to understand your distance on the bag, if you're practicing how to knock somebody out, that you've got to be in a position whereby your distance is such that it's not here and you're reaching for it, it's bang and you've gone right through it. Because you've got to accelerate, through the target. So then you've got to work out how to accelerate. Well, that comes from using your whole body from the toes up. Briefly, we'll start at the head. Make it easy. You've got to get your head offline so that you're offline, and that can help accelerate your punch. If my head is here, I'll over-exaggerate to make the point. And I don't move my head, and I just go from there and back and back. But if I move my head off, it automatically wants to accelerate that punch. Not only that, by moving my head offline, I'm actually bringing my shoulder closer to the target. Look, if I'm here and I do that, again, just ignoring this one. If I move my head offline, I'm automatically closer to the target, which means I've got more chance of accelerating through the target. So instead of being here, in something which may well do it. It may well, especially bare knuckle. If I move my head off and accelerate, I get more, and I know I put no more effort in, or less effort, and I know I've got much more of an impact. Try it yourself. Plus, I want to get that downward trajectory. Now, I don't care whether you believe me or not, but it's the truth. If you're hitting down on the jaw here, you get a reticular shake in the head, which rattles the brain, knocks them out 1. If you happen to land on things like stomach 4, 5, 6 or whatever, hitting at that angle, you get a much better reaction. You should knock them out 2. Add them both together, you got a real good chance of knocking them out. So, as you move your head off line, why not take it off at an angle? So rather than move straight off where you're leaving yourself open, why not move off angle and down where you're going right offline and away from anything incoming, hopefully, unless they've come underneath. So then you can analyze for yourself the difference between a straight punch, head offline, and head offline at an angle and whipping that shoulder over, which should give you more. I always say, I teach, think of accelerating not only your head offline, but think of almost slamming your shoulder into the floor down there, roughly 45 degrees. Then this straight punch can become a bolo, all sorts. The thing to do, try it for yourself, test it, see how you get on.
If you like what I teach and you like my style of teaching, why not hit the like, share, subscribe, and even make a comment if you want. I'll try and answer them. And if you want to load more lessons, dip on down to my site, sign up for free, and it opens up all the unlisted ones on the old YouTube. I'll see you down there.